Anybody can become a parent, but not just anybody can be a parent successfully. There are those of us who can help you to do it more easily, better, more successfully, and we can help you to have an easier time of it.
Should you ever take an allowance away, you know, like young man, young lady, you did this, no allowance this week?
Okay, that's your father's finger working, okay?
Or maybe my mother's.
We don't use those fingers anymore, but I will tell you, allowance should never be used to improve behavior. Once you get your allowance, once you've worked for it, whether it's the base or it's the chore money, it's yours. We don't use allowance to modify behavior.
You say that a lot of American toddlers live basically on what you call the orange diet. Talk to me a little bit about the orange diet.
Well, I talk about the orange diet in response to the reality that most toddlers are going to be picky eaters, and most of them gravitate to foods that are fairly plain, fairly predictable. They know they're going to taste good, and so they eat the things that they know are going to be just fine and not threatened.
Personal responsibilities. That has to do with picking up your jacket on the floor, putting your toys back, putting your stuffed animals on your bed. Little things. You know, we want to create a helping house where everybody does things to help.
Right, so from the very beginning, your kids learn, I got to put my shoes away, I got to put my toothbrush up. It makes sense, and then you can graduate to the next level, which is family responsibilities.
There are things that everybody needs to do in order to make this household run smoothly. Somebody sets the table, somebody empties the dishwasher, somebody brings the trash in, somebody takes the trash out, somebody brings in the mail, somebody earns the money, somebody does the laundry. So we're moving out in concentric circle. You know, I'm not sure if growing up on camera is going to affect them as much as growing up with parents who are in such a loveless, heartless, unsupportive, unkind marriage.
Don't accept tattling. I mean, why not? Doesn't it matter if the 8-year-old is yanking the hair of your 3-year-old?
Well,
Shouldn't you get involved there?
I can promise you, if your 8-year-old is yanking the hair of your 3-year-old probably started it and it was a last resort. But when parents ignore fighting, it's going to go away much more quickly than when they don't. Everybody's anxious with the start of school. Older kids don't really know what's going to come, who their friends are, who their teachers are going to be. Little ones, they're really nervous, especially if it's their first time back at school. So my best piece of advice about this, Maggie, is don't talk about it. When it comes up, respond to their anxiety, let them talk about them, let them know that this is going to be a new experience for you too, and that you're going to go through this together. And here's a great tip. If your kids are particularly anxious, you could ask them what's making them feel uncomfortable. Get out your video camera, tape them talking about what they're anxious about, and then a week or two later play the tape back, and they'll see that they've gotten through the anxiety.
That it was no big deal.
No big deal.
That's a great one.
Parents discover, oh my gosh, Betsy's bringing this up. That must mean that there are other parents who have this problem. That must mean that there are other children who are going through this. That must mean that, number one, I'm not the only one. Number two, I'm not such a bad parent. Number three, it's not about me. It's what happens in parenting with children, with development. And there's a tremendous relief to hearing that there are other parents and other children who are having the same issues that you are.